So by placing her there, it meant that she was under Dr. Jenny Davidson, who, remember, has hidden, which is illegal. You're supposed to contact the family. Wasn't asking for what medication she was on, asking how she was. And it keeps her under Dr. PAECH. Dr. PAECH is just like the salesman for the guardianship. You got money, he'll get you in. His bank details, I imagine, would be very interesting, along with Noree's. And, of course, we're not Catholic. To you, this man is the be-all and end-all. You believe that he is the Son of God. But to people outside, no, we see him as a cult. We actually see him as satanic. It's the touching of the children. And you see, this is where it's very hard to explain to any Catholic, you know, those priests are big men, and they put their big manhood in very tiny little boy bodies. You know, this isn't just a touch. This is flat out assault. So, of course, I have to explain to the Catholic home, oh no, when I ring, you're not supposed to be abusive. You're actually supposed to say, hi Samantha, how are you? Mum's done well today. Blows your mind, right? And so what the guardianship have actually done, have put you in a position where you are now party to all of this. And also there's a list of abuse: the bed, the hearing aid, the diet. You can't feed someone pig. You know, it's disgusting. And how many homes are there in Tasmania? No, she was placed there deliberately. Pick up, drop off. Pick up, drop off. But the guardianship, they have so much rights. There's nothing we can do. Yeah, I keep hearing that. That's not strictly true, is it? In fact, you have every right to turn someone away. In fact, you have every right to say you have put us in a delicate position, because when this comes out, you were actually complying with them. A predator doctor and a female doctor, his partner, with my mother's files, inches away, feet away from her office. Did that doctor go and see my mother? You bet your ass he did. Because a predator never ever changes its pattern. Never. You can rely on it. And let's look at the hearing tape. The guy with the beard, and I do recognise body language. Don't use me and Mum to do your dirty work. So it was the bearded guy. He deliberately did it. And what he did, I had to ask for Mum to be moved so I could actually see her. And they deliberately turned the camera off so she couldn't see me. She was overdrugged, and all of it was very NOREE orientated. And Dr. PAECH, I wouldn't speak to him. Excuse me, I wouldn't speak to him. And I will explain why. With predators, the number one thing that they really get off on is that they abuse and then they come back and then they feign kindness. That's really the reason why they do it. They love to see the victim's face. Love it. I have actually explained this before, but I'm just not getting through to you. I was the one that got Epstein to New Jersey, and I was the one, Weinstein came to my house, yeah, and within 24 hours he got set up. We didn't get set up, he got reported. I've met the predators, I know Predator. And so far, Tasmanian Health Services have covered a shock treatment doctor, a finger sniffing, you know, and it's not good, a woman doctor. It's not, when a woman looks the other way or is party, it's like with Maxwell. Aren't we all really disgusted at her? I met Maxwell. It was taped, that whole meeting. Mum can't cope with lots of things, so I don't tell her. Which leads me to her mental health. How many times have I said, could you just show Mum my webpage, atlove2.com, atlove2.com. And then there's the Party Pack, the Fablehood, and Gorgeous & Co. So how many times, you can't, a nurse in the hospital, she went and got her video and allowed us to Skype each other. You haven't done that at all. You have been so abusive. The reason that I wanted, that Mum needs to see the Matrix advert on YouTube is I'm Trinity. I know. Now you're going to go for, oh, this is completely outlandish, but I'll explain. Whatever the cover story is, this is what actually happened. The Matrix was actually written in Wembley in many years ago, and I used to do a thing called the right angle, you know, 3 Trinity. If you look on my mother's webpage, she before she did what she did, which actually wasn't her, I now realise. She kept it's on Facebook. She's kept 2 images up. One is an elephant, and on it has the right angle. The other one is Tiffany Tenacious. Quite a few characters. As you can see, if you'd looked up my stuff, you would have seen that I do many characters myself. They're people that I've met that were kind. So the black, I used to kick the door down as a child. Someone took the key, the front door key, and I had to kick the door down. And then when I went to Canada, I stayed with the family, and I showed him how to kick the door down. He was clearly impressed. Years later, it was actually in Sydney, I bought this black leather jacket, and there was a big scene, but the producer bought the same jacket. The reason that it's filmed in San Francisco is because Mum went to San Francisco, and actually the writers took her for lunch. Wasn't that sweet? But I defended myself against Weinstein, yes. And have I not kicked ass? And had you allowed her to have her photos, you would see. My original hair colour is red like Mum. It's more auburn, but I used to dye my hair dark, and I used to wear this big black leather jacket. Also, I kick ass. The producer is actually, the producer's mother is actually the Oracle. My God, you know. So, and it got filmed in Sydney because at the time I was living in Warners Avenue, and I was doing share accommodation with a guy that ended up in prison. He was a sick man, and I had no concept. I defended myself against Weinstein. It wasn't what people, that's why I met Maxwell, believe it or not. No one could believe I did it, and I couldn't believe I did it. I just, you know, it wasn't the first time he'd done it to me. But what happened was, we had gone to a holiday in Cornwall, and it was another doctor, another sick doctor. Something terrible happened, and it was before my mum and I even arrived on the scene. And great lengths went to, this doctor went to make out that my mum and I had actually witnessed something, whereas in fact, not only didn't we witness it, we weren't even there. The doctor did terrible things to his son, made both sons incredibly deranged, and Weinstein used that against me.